Yeah, so you and Joe Sell, a pair of former ambassadors, have been focused on this, saying, wait, you can't do this. This is dangerous. And, you know, you've looked at the threats. The federal government and different departments have said, yes, this is a danger to America, and yet Governor Whitmer plows forward, as do other blue state governors with such projects. Why do they ignore the clear and present danger to national security?
I really don't know, and I can't understand it. You really have, in this case, the Democrats in Washington speaking from a different side of the issue than what we're seeing from the governors at the state level. You know, I went through this when I was in the Netherlands as the ambassador. We worked with the Dutch to make sure that Huawei, another Chinese company, did integrate itself into the systems going into the Netherlands and other European countries for what? 5G. We then went through the process of making, and spending billions of dollars here in the U.S. through legislation to move chip manufacturing from China, back to the U.S. We have, I think it's in the Port of Los Angeles or San Diego, where we're moving Chinese manufactured cranes that are in the ports, getting them out of the ports. And you have the Pentagon saying, we're not going to take we're going to remove all cattle and Goshen batteries and two other Chinese companies' batteries out of our facilities because we think
and just so people are not confused, when you say cattle, that's not talking about cows. Cattle is the acronym for the battery plant that's tied with Ford Motor Company. Go on.
That's right. So, so the Pentagon is taking these four Chinese battery companies, and saying, we're going to purge those out of our military bases because we see them as a security threat. And then yet in Michigan, we have, not only are we building them and supporting them, we're supporting them to the tune of $4 billion to build these products that are banned by the Pentagon, and Michigan taxpayers are expected to support these projects. It's absolutely crazy. There's no doubt that the Chinese will use them for spying into our automobile industry and those types of things, but they'll also do the same thing that they did with Huawei in Europe. I met with Ericsson and Nokia, the two major competitors to Huawei. Those are companies that they manufacture in Europe. And what does China do? They come in and they use predatory pricing. They lower the price to the countries that they're selling to. Why? So that they can drive Ericsson and Nokia out of business, and then they will have the market totally to themselves. It's the same thing and the same strategy that they'll use in places like Michigan, predatory pricing.
Well, we've seen them do this.
And we're supporting them.